ton of cracks in that proverbial glass ceiling before I came along. And I think resting in this moment and celebrating that honors him and so many others that paved the way. I think the second thing that's unique about the league is 70 some odd percent of the players are Black. And to have Black leadership on the non-football side of the house feels right in a way and opens up the possibilities of what Black folks and Black players can do in the industry. And then, ultimately, I think it's a benefit to our club, not because Blackness in and of itself is just something that's valuable, but because we have a diverse leadership team now. And that diverse leadership teams are proven to make better decisions for the franchise and for the business over time. And so actually, my job to expand the value of the franchise is better having Coach Rivera, Julie Donaldson, myself, and so many others in the room making some of these calls. So that's how I've been thinking about it.
I know this has been a whirlwind day for you, but have you had an opportunity to kind of take a step back and realize the magnitude of this hire of you being the new president of the Washington football team?
No, I have not. No, I have not. And honestly, I'm not sure if I want to. I'm not sure if I want to. Because there's something about the magnitude that can cloud the vision of what actually needs to get done. No, I'll let others opine on that. And it is wonderful. And again, it should be celebrated and all that stuff. But I got a job to do, And I'm in week -1. And ultimately, all the celebration and hoo-ha is not going to matter if we don't actually deliver. And we don't expand business performance. We don't get the culture right, which is an important near-term imperative, is to get our culture right. So it's a workplace that people want to be in. So, for me, just like when I was a player, when it starts to feel really big, when it's a playoff type of game, I take a deep breath and I center on my fundamentals. What's my depth? Where do I place my hands? What are my first steps that I take? And I'm doing the same thing from a business perspective. I'm trying to be fact-based. I want to be transparent. I want to listen. I want to lead with empathy. Those are the type of things that I'm just centered on right now. And maybe I'll take that all in at another time.
When I saw the story break this morning that you would be the new president of the team, my first thought was, okay, what will be your role? How will your role be defined within the organization? The previous regime, he had full autonomy, business side and also the football operations side. So I'll ask you directly, what will be your responsibility? What will be your role within the Washington football organization?
Yeah, it's different than before. Coach Rivera is the chief executive of all the football operations, player personnel, decisions around the team, what happens on the field, coaching staff composition. That's him all day long. For me, I am leading the business operations, finance, marketing, all of that stuff. And where it intersects, we work together. But there are clear dividing lines where Coach Rivera is about getting a winning product on the field. I'm about expanding the value of the franchise and improve via fan engagement, via better financial management, all of these different things. That's my role. That's my role. And I don't have a secret draft board where that I'm sending pictures to Coach Rivera on. That's not my role. That's not my role. I stay in my lane.
You come into an organization that, let's be honest, has dealt with some turmoil over the last few months. Why do you feel this would be a perfect fit? I hear that a lot with players and coaches when they move from one team or one organization to the other. Why will this mesh and work together as one?
Yeah, challenges, the flip side are opportunities, right? And I see tons of opportunities here. But before I even talk about those, the reason I'm willing to take those on is the alignment in vision and culture that Dan and Tanya Snyder are setting. Like, they've used words like inclusion, transparency, openness, trust when talking about the team culture. And we've talked about it in a tangible way of what it actually means to see Coach Rivera do that on the football side. We've brainstormed together about what that means to actually bring that to life in the day-to-day experience on the business side. It feels very real. And some of the actions they've taken are proof in the pudding. The hires they've made, the independent investigator, moving quickly on the bad apples that have been discovered. I mean, those are all real tangible things that say it's a new day. And so even before we talk about the opportunities that are very exciting, those demonstrable steps give me a ton of excitement and confidence about this role. But there are some opportunities. We got to navigate a COVID season healthily. We've got to get the culture right, as I talked about. And that's starting with the investigation and beyond that, creating an inclusive environment for everybody where everybody's voices are empowered and we're getting the benefit of our diverse workforce. It's a new identity, more than just a name and a brand and a logo. It's an identity, a way of engaging the world, the narrative that we put out from the team. All of that is going to be part of the identity. Modernizing the fan experience. No fans in the stands this year, but that doesn't mean we can't innovate. And when they come back to the stadium, what is the experience they have using various different channels, digital, VR and augmented reality? Like, what are the different things that we can toy and play with to give the fans a new experience when they walk back into the stadium in a year? And then ultimately, we're going to build a new stadium. And that is an economic development engine for the region. That's so exciting. So these challenges are also opportunities, and we got to get these